Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kiper, Adam Muncy, Wes Crouch, and Daron Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime.
From the corner to the corner, we bring the heat. High school pride, we're repping every street. Sean, Wes, Adam, Daron on the beat. Downtown Mount Sterling, where the fans all meet. From the corner to the corner, we bring the heat.
Thanks to Community Trust Bank for sponsoring this crazy show.
Thanks, Community Trust Bank.
They probably just ended their sponsorship. I'll get a text from them tomorrow. Let me know that it's over.
Contract.
Yeah. So, all right. So, football season ended for two of our three teams this year.
Correct.
Yeah. Montgomery County fell to a really talented South Laurel team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
South Laurel, everybody was talking about how great their quarterback was.
And he is good.
He was. But he wasn't the guy that was rolling Friday night. It was their running back. And they did pretty much whatever they wanted to do, running the ball. And they killed a lot of clock, had weather delays. So it was a long
Had a little bit of
Friday
everything.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we had 21 seniors that played their final game.
Yep.
Thanks to all of those 21 seniors for giving all the blood, sweat, and tears that they've given.
Correct.
We had lots of injuries this year. Several of them come back. Some didn't. But it was, hosting a playoff game for the second year in a row, pretty big deal. So that was pretty cool on that part of it.
True.
Bath County traveled to Lloyd Memorial, lost to them.
Again, another really good team.
Yeah, Lloyd is really good.
The juggernauts.
And has they got a team that can compete for that title in that class.
That's not just their name. They play.
They
like
are juggernauts. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And then of course GRC, they actually are advancing. They beat Tate's Creek.
Yep.
They'll be playing Madison Central this week. It currently shows that as a home game for GRC.
No, it's at Madison Central.
But yeah, that's what I thought too. But it's not showing that way currently.
The bracket on KHSAA shows it at Madison Central.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I assumed that's what it would be. Funny enough, their district won every single one of those games. So I think that's District 8. So, and they played against District 7. Wiped 7 off the map.
Yeah.
All 4 of those district teams won. So
Not
it's
surprising.
Yeah.
That's four really good teams.
It is. So now it's 8 gets to beat up on each other again. They just did that towards the end of the season. So hopefully GRC can pull some strings out and beat Madison Central and keep going.
Other than Carter Music, they're fully healthy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Braylon here in a little bit, but I mean, their offense is back to clicking on all cylinders.
And then Bryan Station goes to Frederick Douglass, right? Yeah. So
Bryan Station laid a beat down on Dunbar.
Yeah.
33-0.
Yeah. So there was 4 beat downs in that one there. So speaking of football, we did get a graphic that we saw today. Mm-hmm. The Class 5A District 7 all-district team from Montgomery County. You want to?
Yep. There's Adrian Alfaro, Jamin Caba, Jacob Gum, Scooby Sutton, Gabe Tipton, and Landon Wilson were named to the all-district team. Honorable mentions was Buster Crimmins, Jonathan Garcia, Jeremy Hampton, Lonnie Land, and Hayden Staten was on the honorable mention for the all-district team.
Absolutely. Congrats, fellas, for that. Bowling continues to roll here. They traveled over to Prestonburg for the Panther Fall Classic. The boys were against 7 other teams, the girls against 5 other teams in the qualifying matches. Both teams advanced to the championship rounds and then wound up coming runners-up in the tournament. But, Coach Littleton has turned this Montgomery County bowling program around over here to where they are competing in these types of events that they didn't before, and now Montgomery County's rolling in there with the threat to win a lot of these things.
I mean, they went to the state finals 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they've been state 3 years in a row.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just.
Every year that he's coached. I think this is year 3.
They are just a perennial powerhouse at this point now.
Yep. And then
thank you for Sterling Lanes, because
Yeah.
it's pretty nice that we've got a pretty nice bowling alley right in the middle of town.
Yeah.
That we use, and I'm sure some of the other people in the area use.
Yeah,
too.
I'm pretty sure that Clark practices over here. I think Fleming County sometimes uses it, but I mean, they've got one in Fleming, but it's much smaller.
Yeah.
So if it's a league night over there, it's hard for them to get that.
Right.
So, and as far as individuals, Sarah Sturgill finished third for the ladies. Mason Hatfield, we continue to hear his name, finished second, and then Jake Sturgill finished third. I'm assuming that's brother and sister.
I would suspect so.
So I'm guessing dad's probably a bowler in order for both those kids to be bowling the way they are. And then the cheer. Let's talk a little bit about cheer.
It's cheer season.
You're the former cheer dad. Tell us about cheer, Wes.
It is competition season, and so they had regionals this weekend in both high school and middle school. Montgomery County High School won their Region 5 in the small game day division. They brought home the gold there. McNabb won in their division as a medium 2.5-minute routine. So they'll both go to state. GRC Cheer High School won in the small 2.5-minute routine. And then the middle school, RDC, won in the super large 2.5-minute routine. So some people are looking at me sideways like, what are you talking about?
As long as you know, that's all that matters.
But there's plenty of people out there that know that, different divisions. But listen, those girls work extremely hard, and it is a year-round thing like a lot of things are. So they really ramped up about 2 months ago, getting ready for this and for UCA, UCA competition, which will qualify them for nationals come next week for a majority of these schools, and then state for middle schools December the 20th. And I'm not exactly sure when high school is.
Those nationals is when all these cheer parents start coming knocking on your doors asking for money.
Right. But congratulations to them. A good showing for both our counties.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our Rumpke week that was. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about tonight. We're going to stay on the hardwood.
Yep.
And we've been doing basketball for a little bit now.
Get that preseason in.
Yeah, so we're going to do that again. We've got GRC ladies basketball here tonight. We got Coach Robbie Graham with us, along with senior Teigh Yeast and junior Kennedy Stamper. So we've got some players on the show from GRC. So let's take a quick commercial, say thanks to some of our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Anthony is using Community Trust Bank's mobile banking with Zelle to have the driveway shoveled, his part of the big lunch meeting, and the birthday gift for the niece that was due yesterday. That means Anthony made it on time to watch the big game and see the home team score the winning shot. Mobile banking with Zelle at Community Trust Bank. Fast, easy, and secure.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust.
At Rumpke Waste and Recycling, family is at the heart of all we do. Our name is on every truck, every container, every facility. And we take pride in what our family name represents. Friendly, reliable service. Families trust us. Businesses trust us. Communities trust us. And you can too. Learn more about our family business and the important work we do at rumpke.com. Rumpke, waste and recycling done right.
All right, we are back with Coach and the girls here. Coach, thanks for coming out on this wintry night. We got a surprise today. We got snow all of a sudden. It's too early for that, right?
Definitely too early for that. Before Thanksgiving is way too early. But thanks for having us. We're looking forward to it and excited to be here.
Yeah, and we got some players this time. So I had to twist his arm. Like, he just likes to come by himself. No, I'm just kidding. So for those of you that don't know, we have Teigh Yeast sitting next to Coach, and then Kennedy Stampe there on the end. T's a senior, multi-sport athlete. I mean, like, everything. You play just about everything, right?
Just about, yeah.
I mean, you won a couple of things. You went to state in 2 different track categories last year, right?
Well, I went in 4, yeah.
4?
Yes.
Wow, even more than we thought.
I want listen. What are you doing? I want 2 microphones. I want to feel important.
And then basketball, volleyball. We watched you play volleyball this year. Very impressive on the volleyball court.
Thank you.
That's, golly, I tell you what, you might hit the hardest volleyball that I've ever seen. You could hear it. You could, like, it reverberated through the.
What?
It reverberated.
Reverberated.
Yeah. I mean, it was loud. It was. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, what about you, Kennedy? Do you play anything other than basketball, or are you just hoops only?
Hoops only, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I take it serious, very serious.
You take it serious?
So you said I don't take it serious?
No, my
He
friend
says
T,
that,
she
she's
takes it
laughing.
very serious. She just she try to double up on me. She try to, be great. She's trying to be really good.
Well, I mean, spread the athleticism around then, right?
Yep.
So, well, Coach, we've talked about last season, the last time you was here. Let's not worry about last season. Let's talk about this season. What's on tap? Do we have any, new players that are helping, hoping to help, whether I know there's an 8th grader that's pretty talented, that you're going to be using some too, I'm sure. What's the season forecast look like so far?
Well, we've had a tremendous preseason. We've worked really, really hard in the weight room and our individual instruction, a lot of fundamental work. And, we've just been one of the best groups we've ever had as far as effort and attitude preseason. So I'm really pleased with that. Young kids have grown up. They've gotten stronger. They've grown some physically and mentally, and they've matured, obviously, on the court. So we're excited about where we can be. We had one young lady came in this year from Franklin County, Logan Kennedy, is a senior, tore ACL late in the season last year, so not sure when we'll get her back. She's doing rehabilitation a couple of days a week. Mom is born and raised in Winchester, the Kennedy family. I'm sure you heard that name in Clark County. So came over to us this year, so we're looking forward to getting her healthy and getting her back, and we'll add to some depth that we'll have. We feel really good about our depth. We think we'll be 8, 9, 10 deep. So we're looking forward to that. We won't have the size we've had in the past. We'll be a little smaller. We're going to be long. We're going to be athletic. We're going to be quick. So our pace is going to change probably a little bit more, to play a little bit faster, more pressure defensively than we've had in the past, and really get after people for 32 minutes a game.
Holy crap, more pressure than you already do? Girls, I feel sorry for you guys. We already know how that looks.
I mean, I was going to say, you've had the Byers girls for 6 years, somewhere around in there.
7, 8 years.
Yeah, right. And they played great. They've shown they've played great because they're in great programs now, Division I programs. So now they're not here, and there's a lot of people who'll be like, oh, well, hey, the Byers girls are out there. Let's take advantage. We know you pretty well. We know that's not gonna go very far with Coach. So, is there a different transition this year compared to years in the past? I know you just said, get up and down the floor, get a little pressure, and then and you're going to be deep. Is there more players you're going to be seeing out there that it's going to be like eye opening?
Yeah, probably. Or our depth is going to be one of our strengths for sure. And as far as not having size, we're not going to have a dominant post presence like we've had with Sierra and even with Bree. But we'll be able to score in the paint. We just have to score in different ways in the paint. We're going to have to drive it more, have to create off the dribble a little more than we have in the past. And it's going to take a team rebounding. When all 5 girls on the court have to team rebound. It's stuff we've really emphasized and worked on. They're tremendous players, tremendous, first and foremost, tremendous young ladies. outstanding players and great students, and we're definitely, we're a plus for our program for several years, and, going to miss them and have missed them. And, but, Sierra, the last couple of years with her injury, some young kids have had to step in and play more minutes. So that's just helped our program and our team going forward. And so, but we obviously miss them, but it's kind of the next grow up mentality. And, our kids are hungry and have worked really hard, and we've got a really tough schedule ahead of us. And, they know that, and we know that, and we're preparing for, postseason play, and our district will be tough, our region will be tough, and we know that, and we respect everybody. We prepare for everybody, so we're just excited to get tipped off. And then when we actually start on Saturday, we have a scrimmage in Louisville Manual against Louisville Manual, so we're looking forward to seeing a different color jersey.
Well, and you kind of made reference there to it, with the, Sierra got injured like towards the end of one season, and then wasn't there at the beginning of last season. So, girls actually, were kind of used to her not being on the floor there for a little bit. So it won't be so different for them to start the season. Of course, you got two starters here that have been starters for a hot minute for you. I'm sure Teigh, she can jump out of the gym, so I'm sure she'll be able to get some of those rebounds for you. I don't think you got to worry too much about that part.
Kennedy, I know that in the last couple of years, we've seen a transition, especially from not just being a point guard, but taking that person off the dribble and getting yourself to the basket. Or, if you're not getting to the basket, you're being able to make an easy layoff to somebody for an assist. Is that something that you've felt yourself do that in the last couple of years, and see that you may have to do more of that this year, and really kind of take a strong hold on that point guard position?
Yeah, it's definitely something I felt out. Of course, the team changes per year, so I'm having to fill a different role. This year is definitely going to be a big leadership role. Of course, mentioning CC is now gone. So we got a few new pieces, different younger girls, that haven't been around for a long time. So it's definitely my turn to step up, make the right pass, drive in, kick out. Definitely just lead the team, lead the floor, and do what I can to help us win.
You keep shooting three-pointers like you did last year in the state tournament, I think you'll be fine too, because you were on fire in that early morning session. Are you just you like playing early in the morning? Maybe you need to schedule some morning games.
Well, she shot the cover off the ball all preseason, so her role is going to be a little different as far as strictly point guard. We're going to get her off the ball a little bit, try to get her some more shots because she's been shooting lights out this preseason. And Nia Chestnut will handle the ball some, and kind of push and transition and get these two out, get them out in space and let them create and score. So we're a little bit of change, but
Speaking of Nia, missed all season last year, so she's back and healthy, and I'm sure after watching last season, like you were talking about, the girls are hungry. That just breeds that burn inside of them, I'm sure. So I'm sure Nia is just biting at the bit. Yeah,
we lost her January, first or second week in January. Great kid, hard worker, and just devastated, to see her go down as we were with Sierra a couple years ago. She's got released in August to start working out, and she's been a bulldog ever since August 1, just in the gym, coming in before school, staying late after practice, before we start practicing. And, even the weekends we have a day off, she's, hey, coach, I want to get in the gym. So, we're really excited to get her back as another defender, good ball handler, and shooting the ball well. So we're glad to get her back for sure.
She definitely shoots the ball well. Between, before she got hurt, seeing her hit 5 or 6 threes in a game was nothing. And between your shooting that we saw last year and really had grown last year in your shooting, it's you could see a Clark County group really, really be a pro offense as we see in the NBA anymore. It's either three right at the basket, and then you play defense.
We do work the mid range. I'm still a little old fashioned. It's not a three or we do work the mid range. But one of our strengths is going to be shooting the basketball.
Yeah.
We've worked hard this off season and getting a lot of shots up. And I made that a point of emphasis, when I reevaluate myself as a coach, and what do I need to do better? What do we need to work on? What more emphasis on this and that? And shooting has definitely been something that we've worked on. And offensively, I'm usually 99.9% defense, but this year we put in a little more offense. We're going to have a little more free flowing offense, more space, more open it up, so we can have some driving lines to create. So, and then be able to kick to our kids that can, they're all shooting the ball really well. So we're, a little bit different than what we've been in the past, but slight change.
So Teigh,
there's no telling how many coaches are out there watching this right now, trying to see what they got a game plan against.
Oh, they're not on now. They'll be like, we'll watch it later.
Right.
So I don't give it away.
Won't be drawing up any X's and outs.
So Teigh, for you, playing as many sports as you do, staying in shape, and we hear a lot of these teams that we have come in here talking about they hit the weight room pretty hard and in the off season and whatnot. I mean, did you all continue to do that? Do you do that? And just not just for basketball, but for other things. And have you seen the team really grow in that aspect?
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm still during volleyball season and my off season, I'm still working out with them in the weight room. So, and then in the weight room, everybody as a team, I feel like we've just been putting in so much hard work. So definitely there we're going to grow.
So what do you feel like your role this year will be? I mean, what are you just going to go out there and say, put me wherever, I'll do what you need me to do? Or
I mean, honestly, yeah, and that's what it's going to take this year with, our size. I might have to be thrown in the post, might be have to guard. I'm always going to be on the defensive end, the big roles. So honestly, whatever he needs this year is going to step up and do it.
Are you the tallest player?
No, Elias Strode, I think, is our tallest.
Oh, well, that name was in our little rundown
here.
I knew
Adam
she wasn't able to be here tonight, so he gave us a whole big old rundown of stuff here. And he says 8th grader, insane athlete. So tell us a little bit about Elias.
Very athletic. Still learning the game. I think started playing as a 5th or 6th grader, so she hasn't scratched the surface of where she's going to be in a few years.
So an insane athlete, she just learned how to start and play basketball.
Yes,
great. All right, there you go.
Just really good athlete. And speaking of Teigh, I mean, her, and I'll speak for her, more of a scoring role. A lot of times Teigh likes to take the back seat because she's such a team player. And I don't want to say selfish, but she's got to be a little more selfish than what she's been in the past. And, instead of making that pass, which is not the bad pass, but we want her to be more aggressive offensively and look to score because she's just so multifaceted as far as, shooting, driving. She's got the 3 games. She's got the mid-range. She can get to the rim. And she's so athletic. We want her to really take advantage of her athleticism and look to score, more of a scoring role this year.
Very scrappy, too. You see her all over the stat sheet.
Yes, probably our best defender, and not one of probably our best defender because she has the assignment of guarding the best player, usually night in, night out. Sometimes it's a bigger player, sometimes it's a point guard, just whatever position because she's so long and she just does a good job of playing defense.
Nice.
So Kennedy, she talked about when you get in the weight room, you're getting stronger, but getting that way you can really get out there and play defense. Do you feel like that's going to be one of the main aspects of this team? Because we know, the games that we've seen, you all are up in their face. You're not giving them an inch. So it's something that you all have really worked on the off season, really just getting even better at defense. We've seen
for sure. I mean, we're on defensive end and stuff on that. And you were talking about the weight room. Yeah, we stay in the weight room trying to get heavier, so we're not the ones getting pushed around. But be the hammer, the Coach Graham would say. So yeah, we go out there being aggressive and all that, and then just booking up helps us, to take the hit and be able to bounce back from it. So I think our defense has improved, and you'll see something special this year.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said be the hammer, not the nail, because we've always talked to Coach. We've always talked to about the season, about players. We've never had the players be like, okay, what's Coach say to you all that's like off the wall or one of those things that Coach says that you're just kind of like, okay, you take that to heart, or sometimes Coach says something and you're like, come on, Coach, you don't have to say that, but be the hammer, not the nail. Okay, that's one of those.
I like that. At least she's paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do listen.
Yeah, these two have a very high IQ for the game of basketball. I mean, they really understand the game. They've played it their entire lives. And speaking of the weight room, I mean, when Teigh, as a sophomore, that bump would knock her off balance. Now she's taking the bump and she's finishing through contact. Kenny comes in, a little scrawny 7th grader. They're just knocking her all over the place. But now they can't move her because her strength, lower body strength, upper body strength, finishing through contact. And, everybody, our kids have worked really hard. Shout out to our strength coach, Daniel Chandler. I mean, he's does a really good job, and all of our kids have gained strength, throughout the preseason, and it just helps, especially when you're smaller. You got to be strong, and so our aggressiveness just helps us being aggressive defensively, So we're excited about where we can be, defensively for sure.
Well, last year was the first time that I got to see you all play.
Shame on you.
Look, I'll be honest with you. It's like before we started doing this coaches show, that I tell everybody all the time, I didn't do high school sports,
Gotcha, yeah.
But now that we do this thing, we have to do a little bit more of that. But in what games that I have watched, Kennedy, you handle the basketball as good as anybody I've ever seen handle the basketball. I was very impressed by that watching you last year, and I'm like, well, no wonder this girl's so good, because I mean, there's guys that don't dribble the ball as well as you dribble the ball. So is that something that you just kind of came natural, or do you just live with a basketball in your hand?
I think both. I mean, when I first started playing, I could dribble the basketball pretty good, but it kind of took off from there. I mean, having been the basketball always in my hand, like I am the point guard, and so I work out a lot, stay in the gym, all that, so I'm constantly dribbling the basketball. So it's just developed over the years.
Well, very impressive. That's
Fundamentals go a long way, don't it, Coach? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you can't do, we talk about conditioning. You got to be in excellent shape, and then you got to have fundamentals. Without that, I mean, how can you be a basketball player?
Right.
So, and a funny story about Kenny, she was in an AU event in Florida a few years ago, and one of the guys that does the prospects, writes the evaluations, and wrote a little blurb about her and said, I've seen the young female version of white chocolate. So I get this text, Coach, he's white chocolate. She had no idea who he was. So I sent her a little clip, and she, okay, Jason Williams, of course.
Yeah, right.
I can see that.
Yeah. And it was really neat because 2 years ago we're playing in Tampa, and Jalen Goodwin's older sisters played softball with Jason Williams' daughter. They traveled all over the country, so he came to watch us play and spoke to the team. We got to meet him, so it's kind of a neat experience, former NBA guy. So it was really cool. So
yeah, Jason Williams was unique.
Okay,
so come to a basketball.
So then the challenge is when you're going up for a layup. I need to see one of these, fake it this way, but you're actually laying it up, and somebody else is going, what just happened?
He'll beat me if I
Don't test me now. That's something I've probably already done. Probably ended up on the bench.
If that happens, I'm sure we'll look down. I'm going to look directly at Coach, and he's going to go,
dang you, Wes.
Just go the easy route. But, having that flair sometimes it helps. People feed off that on the team, but people take that as, look, she's good enough. She knows she can do something like that, and so it's a leadership aspect, as you just talked about a minute ago. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I mean, I love to be flashy. That's just that's a part of my game. So yeah, I mean, I think it does show some leadership in my ability to maneuver the ball and handle it the way I do. So I think it does allow people to feed off that. And I also just have fun doing it. And I guess I'd enjoy watching it. So that's why.
That kind of stuff, especially when it pays off.
Right, pays off.
It gets the crowd into it. That is for sure. So, that's...
when it doesn't pay off, it might be like, I might be running laps next day.
She just knows to run to the bench.
I can smell the water from here.
Yeah, little butt ripping, then we move on. And then we get back in there. Come on.
Maybe I shouldn't have tried that one at that particular moment. So that's so funny. So you got there's got a couple of Kylies on the team too, Kylie Chestnut and Kylie Stakeland.
Yes,
is that right?
Those two have probably improved as much as any two players that I've coached in my coaching career, either a boys assistant at Fleming or at the GRC or the head coach. I mean, they've both improved tremendously. they are they're constantly in the gym. They've gotten stronger. They're working hard. They're both shooting the ball really well. Defensively, they both improved because, Kylie Chestnut, as a eighth grader, couldn't guard this can in a phone booth, so to speak. And I kept telling her, you can score, but if you can't guard, you can't play. You're not going to play. And she's really worked hard and gotten better. We would have to look for certain matchups, so she wouldn't get exposed. Now it's not an issue. We'll put her on anybody and feel confident. And Kylie Stakeland has grown physically, got a little bit taller, and she's just tough. Very tough, hard-nosed individual. She does a lot of stuff for us, rebounding, shoots the ball, can score. Defensively, she's improved tremendously also. So we're excited for the Kylies. I mean, I get them mixed up.
Well, I was just going to ask, because like when you have two Kylies, how does that work? Do you go by the last names? Do they have nicknames? Or
So we call Kylie Chestnut, and her sister Anaya Chestnut. Obviously, you can't call her Chestnut, so she's Anaya. Yeah. Anaya, Kylie, and Chestnut is how
gotcha.
There
you go. Because you can't be mad at one of the Kylies and yell Kylie and not.
Yes.
What did I do, Coach? I was getting a drink of water. It's like you just can't.
We have two seniors that we haven't mentioned yet either, Annette Miller and Jalen Goodwin.
Yep, they were in the nose.
I tell people we'll go with about Jalen Goodwin. If we had a pack of lions would break into our gym while we're practicing, we would run, including myself, would run away, and she would be there, and she'd look at the lions and be like, which one of y'all I'm going to punch in the mouth first? I mean, that's how tough she is. And then Annette is we're excited about Annette's senior year. And Annette's got to play with, a ton of confidence because she's got the ability. Sometimes she's so hard on herself, so we got to pump her up a little bit. And we're excited for her senior year. I think she's going to have a tremendous senior year.
Maybe she'll get one of them flashy passes from Kennedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I got it.
So.
I mean, we covering Menifee County and having a relationship that Daron does with Peyton Burgess. We got to watch some clips of Jalen and her playing together this year in AAU, and really, that AAU team really kind of, I think, surprised some people because they, just a group of girls got together and really got after it this year.
Yes.
So you can see, I saw her growth through the summertime in an AAU ball.
Right, absolutely. And Jalen and Annette played with Peyton, and I got to watch them play.
Annette played with them too.
Yes,
okay.
So I got to watch them play some games. In the summertime, we've got girls that play on multiple teams, and they're all over the country. So whenever I can catch a bunch of them in one place, I try to get to support and watch. So I got to see Peyton play with those girls play with Peyton, and they had a good summer. The team had a good summer. Like you said, there weren't not a lot of high major Division I talent, but they played well together and they competed and they played hard the whole time, and the coach did a good job with them. So,
and I mean that can just get you noticed just by being able to put a group of girls together that haven't played a lot with one another, but then go out and play well together at a snap of a finger. You can get a lot of notification from schools, immediately.
Absolutely.
And we've seen that a lot with Peyton and the offers coming in and stuff like that. So, speaking of offers, we know that TU have committed to play at Robert Morris.
Yes.
So how exciting is that? What was the was that an exciting time? During going to Robert Morris or going to other schools and getting those offers. What made them the one, and kind of go along with those.
It was definitely exciting. It still is. I can't wait to get down there. But all of the visits I went on, it was all a good experience. You saw something different at all the campuses. But really, when I went there, it just really felt like home. I loved their coaches. I just loved the campus, loved everything about it. And then I also want to be a nursing student, and they really were going to. You could tell they were going to support me in that and allow me to do nursing, which not all schools will let you do with basketball because it's going to be hard. And they have a pretty good nursing program, so that was really big too.
So being the track star you are, what made you kind of go, I'm going to do this because, and play basketball for them? Or is it something where you might be able to do both? I know that's starting to become a little bit of a, if we can work it out, we'll work it out.
Don't forget she's really good at volleyball, too.
This is true. This is true. It's kind of hard. I'm sure you probably had coaches coming from.
I'd say you probably could have got an offer from all three sports.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, basketball's just always been my first love, and it's been mentioned about trying to do both, but I really just wanted to stick to one, and basketball has always been on top. I'm really not a huge fan of track, but
You're really not a huge fan of track.
I'm really not.
Yeah, you're holding up
Imagine how
state
good she'd be if
championship
she liked it.
banners and medals at the end of the season.
Well, I won again. Just, I guess I had to be here, so I'll just go ahead and win.
So you were state champion in what this year?
This year I won the triple jump and the long jump.
Okay. And what else did you compete in track?
I ended up at state only competing in the 400, but I made it in the 200 as well.
Okay.
And then I went to the nationals for my triple jump.
The Adidas Nationals. Gotcha. And
Is that as hard as it looks?
Triple jump?
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of it, I really don't think it's the hard, but it is very technical.
Yeah.
It's sports like that you want your girls to stay healthy, but it's sports like that you're like, listen, that's just going to help you out on the ball court.
Yeah, I'm one of those coaches that, they're only young once. You'd love to have your kids together all year long, but I said if not having Teigh, preseason is going to keep us from winning, we're probably not going to win anyway, right? Because it just helps her, and they don't get a chance to do this but one time. You get one shot at this being a teenager. So go out there and be involved as much as possible. And so when they finished playing the regional championship game, we gave her about a week and a half off, give or take. I was like, she's gone from AU basketball straight to volleyball, and she didn't need to go straight to basketball. She needed to get away for her mental health, rest, and also for the body, just to rest, just to get away from it. She came to practice one day. I was like, why are you here? Go home. Get out of here. Don't come back tomorrow. I'll see you on Sunday the 9th. So she said, okay. So she's got to see her sister play a couple of games. Her sister's playing at Marshall, so she's, with her family and got to see that. So that's family time and some good things for her. And I'm sure her sister was glad to get to see her because now, we get cranked up. So the times that she'll get to see her sister get fewer and far between. So that's good for her. It was good for Teigh to be able to get away for a little while.
That's pretty cool. I take it so let's take a quick commercial, and when we come back, we'll talk college with Kennedy.
I still can't believe she's gone. I don't know how we're going to plan all of this.
I know. I felt the same way when your granddad passed. The Kaufman Funeral Home really helped us get through it.
Were they compassionate?
More than that, they took care of us. They made us feel like family. They handled the entire situation from beginning to end.
At Kaufman Funeral Home and Crematorium in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, we're honored to walk beside your family with dignity and compassion every step of the way.
That's exactly what we need right now.
Kaufman Funeral Home, where we believe every life is a beautiful story that deserves to be honored with love, dignity, and heartfelt celebration.
Helping folks see clear behind the wheel. In our hometown, heroes take the field and shine. They're out there cheering every single time. Proud sponsor, heart and soul combined. Montgomery County's got vision on the
Anthony is using Community Trust Bank's mobile banking with Zelle to have the driveway shoveled, his part of the big lunch meeting, and the birthday gift for the niece that was due yesterday. That means Anthony made it on time to watch the big game and see the home team score the winning shot. Mobile banking with Zelle at Community Trust Bank. Fast, easy, and secure.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust.
GRC ladies basketball coach Robbie Graham, along with senior Teigh Yeast and junior Kennedy Stamper. Before the commercial, we was talking to Teigh about her college choice. Kennedy's already made a decision too, and you're just a junior, so you already signed up with Cincinnati and ready to roll. So
Not signed up, just committed.
Well, committed, but I mean, barring coaching changes and all that stuff, right? So what was it about Cincinnati that made you like, yep, that's where I want to go? Because you might be the one. You're only the second junior that we've had on the show that was already like on board of where they wanted to go.
When you know, you know. And I mean, it was close to home. So I'm a big family person. So, of course, I wanted to stay close. And Cincinnati has a great women's basketball program.
I mean, Papaw's going to want to come watch you play.
He definitely is. Biggest supporter out there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they have great facilities, all that. The environment out there, they show so much love. They have a great fan base. People really care about you. And, of course, the coaching staff, amazing. They give you a great environment, especially at practice. And then outside of basketball, they understand that you're a human. Like, you make mistakes, you're a real person. And there's stuff outside of basketball that matter to people. And I feel like that's important to me. And so, yeah, they take everything serious, even outside of basketball. So they care about you as an individual. And that's important to me. So that's why I committed to Cincinnati.
There you go. What do you want to study when you go to school?
So I do want to be a physical therapist as of right now, but it could change. But I'm taking like healthcare pathway at GRC and things like that. So I'm getting into the field a little bit to see if that's really what I want to do.
Well, we need plenty of nurses.
Listen, you get into anything healthcare, snap of a finger job.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Thank God my daughter's doing that.
Yeah, because I mean it's a need everywhere. It's just like there's a need for teachers. Unfortunately, the teachers don't get paid the way the nurses do. If they did, they'd both be in good shape, right?
Facts.
So these college coaches out there. I mean, they just say they saw your commitment go up in the summer, summertime. This summer is when you committed, correct?
In the summer.
So they'll just say committed, and they'll be like, "It's just committed." I'm gonna still send her to plenty of stuff. I'm still gonna call. I'm still gonna do that stuff. So, it's a pressure. I'm sure that you have to be like, guys, look, I'm good. I'm ready to play at Cincinnati. I'm ready to concentrate on my basketball season. So, do you try to block a lot of that out when it comes, October 15th to Sweet 16? To March, let's just say, do you try to block a lot of that out and be like, it's basketball time?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from October 15th to March, it's all high school basketball from there. That's all I'm focused about. That's all I'm worried about is me and my teammates and getting back to the state tournament. So that's definitely the main focus, and all of that goes on in my mind.
Do you try to do the same thing to college coaches? I mean, I'm sure they're in contact with you all the time. I'm sure you have conversations with them, but do you do the same thing as a coach? Be like, I got to concentrate on my team right now.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I feel like it's my responsibility to help our players get to the next level. Sure. So if a college coach is calling, I'm going to sit and talk and listen. And if they need a transcript, I'm going to send it. If they need a video or whatever, I'm going to do that because I feel like that's part of my responsibility. As far as the commitment goes, it's kind of the unwritten rule. Once a player's committed, it's kind of hands off.
Got you.
Every now and then, a coach may say, "Hey, is she still strong with Cincinnati?" I was like, "Yeah." So it's like, okay, if in the way the transfer portal works anymore, people are like, well, just know we're here if she ever wants to, you know how that stuff works. So, but for the most part, if they back off of her, and one thing with both of these young ladies, they reached out to everybody that offered and recruited them. One of the things we talk about, is being respectful and reach out to them and say, hey, thank you for recruiting me, but I've made my decision.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. That coach may, that you say if you don't call the coach and respond back, that coach may get a job in the job so-and-so. You may go here, but now you may need to go here. So,
right.
Don't burn that bridge. You continue to build that relationship. So, and respectfully, they both, these two young ladies and, our team, they're great people, first and foremost. I mean, our team is just a joy to coach. They're good people. They care about each other. And these two are outstanding students. I mean, just like unbelievable students in the classroom. And then, of course, being committed to Division I basketball programs, that tells you itself how good of basketball players they are. But it's just, I just feel like it's my responsibility to help them in the recruiting process. At the end of the day, it's between them and their parents to make the decision. Mm-hmm. If they have questions, I'll be there to ask. If I don't know the answer, I'll pick up the phone and say, hey, I need, help with this. I got, whatever. But it's ultimately their decision, and I'm extremely proud of both of these young ladies for the work and the effort and time they put in, and just happy for them. Anytime they get to go next level, they're going to travel around the country, play the game they love, and get a free education. I mean, gosh, it just cold chills just hit me right there. Hair on my arm standing up.
And it's wonderful that they've gotten Division I offers and Division I opportunities, but even the rest of your team that consistently, I'm sure you get calls about your team, about the players and everything. Doesn't really matter where you get, if you get the chance to play.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know we've talked about that before,
sure.
but if you get the chance to play and you want to,
absolutely
take it.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, getting that degree is the most important thing, and that sets you up for a better life. But we'll have kids, Division III, Division II, NAIA, Division I, and it's. I was texting with Donna Moore, the coach of Sacred Heart. Believe it or not, we are friends, even though she kicks my butt. But we are friends, and just texting, and she was saying how she had, a kid at LSU score, a kid at Kentucky score, and a kid at Louisville score a basket, over the weekend.
Well, I mean, the one at LSU, she rocked it her first game. It was like 20-something points, and she killed it that first game.
And it's just a joy,
But that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
100%.
pretty cool.
You turn on TV, you got Sierra playing at Michigan, you got Bree playing at Georgetown, but I feel the same joy watching, JG play down at St. Leo Division II in Florida as I do watching Tyra play at Campbellsville, as I will watching these two play, as I will watching Jalen go to Bethany, right? I said it right?
Yeah.
To go play in Ohio. So I mean, it's just you see them work so hard to reach a goal, and then we get that goal. It just makes you feel just great, that you feel like you helped them accomplish something.
It's one of the coolest things that we get to cover with doing the podcast is doing the seeing the kids commit and go to the next level and stuff like that. And then you look like Hayden Barrier, she was in the stat line the other day at Youngstown State, so it's kind of cool to look and you're like, seen that kid play?
Absolutely,
so it's really neat to see all of that stuff like that. So,
I mean, kind of, watching those kids play, see it on TV. I know you all probably watch them too, as Coach does. Does that, Kentucky girls basketball has kind of gone to another level, it seems like. You've got a lot of girls that are going into high programs. So when you all see that, does that light a fire under you all, obviously already committed to Division I programs, but did that light a fire under you all saying, I know this person's going there, I've seen them play that, I can be that type of person also?
It definitely fuels you, like knowing a person and knowing how good they are, like where they're committed, and like the name that comes with their school. It definitely pushes you because you think you could be just as good as them, play just as good as them. I mean, and it just gives you a competitive setting, like where you could just get better. And so I love playing against great players such as Zakaya, LSU, Cece every day, went to Michigan. Like, that only makes me better. So I like surrounding myself with those kind of players, and as well playing with them and seeing how they play, adding on to what they got going on. But it's definitely fun, and I enjoy the competitive setting that's coming up in Kentucky.
There'll be a real possibility that you guys will play each other. I mean, Michigan and Cincinnati cross paths every now and then. I'm going to be stupid for a second. Where is Robert Morris? I've heard of it, but I don't know where it's located.
It's like right outside of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania.
I thought it was up in the east, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I'm glad you asked it, because I was kind of all I know is Bobby Moe beat Kentucky back in the NIT, so I'm like, I don't know where it is.
Right? Yeah, they did do that. That's for sure on that part of it. So, he wants you to read that last part, that last question. He said I couldn't read it.
So we do have a question from Adam, since he couldn't be here. He says the Collier-Muncy Index has GRC with the odds-on favorite to cut down the nets at Rupp. How do you drown out what Nick Saban calls the rat poison of the outside noise?
Well, obviously pressure's a privilege, and I tell people, basketball, we don't feel it's pressure. Having a single mom, raising 4 kids, that's pressure. That's my mom. That's pressure. Having to put food on the table, pay the bills. So the one thing we just talk about staying together. We're in our little bubble. We just block it out. We know what our goals are. We know how hard we work. We know people are going to come at us. We've established ourselves as one of the better programs in the state. But we also know that on any given night, anything can happen. Just you never know. So we prepare for everybody we play. We have a scouting report. We watch film, no matter who we play. District opponents, out-of-state opponents, whoever. We're always chasing film, so we can prepare to be the best version of us, whoever we play. And it's just, we got a mature team, and we're going to stay together. We're going to take one day at a time, one practice at a time, one day at a time, one game at a time, or even one drill at a time. We're not looking past anything. Do we have goals? Absolutely. Absolutely, we have high goals. We do. But we know it's brick by brick. We got to build this thing. It's a long season, and we're going to pray to God that we can stay healthy because we've had it rough with injuries the last few years. And, we're hoping we stay healthy, and we feel like if we stay healthy with a little luck, we feel like we could be in a really good place at the end of the season.
I should have called Mark and had him sitting right here tonight. Because he would have said something, going off of something you just said, he would have said something like, season by season, it's different. And you kind of got to tear it down. Mm-hmm. You've got players that play together season after season after season, but you kind of got to tear it down.
You do.
Almost to the studs. And then, like you said, big brick by brick, mm-hmm. build it back up.
And that's where it goes back to self-evaluation. Now I'm looking at film and, what could I have done different? How can I have better prepared them? How can I better prepare them for the next game, the next season, the next year? So it starts with me self-evaluating and then, looking at a ton of film, and I'm always constantly trying to find stuff. What fits this team the best offensively? What fits this team the best defensively? How can I help this team be the most successful? Where we're not going to be able to pound inside, so we got to do this as opposed to this. And it's just like the buy-in is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I mean, I put them through the ringer. I really do. I work their guts out. I do, but I love them as hard as I work them. I love them to death. They're all my daughters. I'd say you're part of my family for life now, but I do work them hard, and they know that, and they know when they come on that floor for 2 hours, 6 days a week, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a grind, but they're receptive. They're accepting. They're there for each other. They support me. I support them. Because it's a grind for a coach. There are days where a coach has a bad day. You just never know.
No, coach don't have bad days.
No, never.
But it's just, when I get to the gym, even if I've had a bad day, when I see those, 15, 20 faces and they're ready to go and they're in their practice gear and let's go, coach, let's go. Even, one of the things that about this team, we had fall break that fell October 15th. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling them when school started, hey, we'll take off the 5th, that whole week we'll just take off fall break. We'll get back, and to every player in our program. Of course, Teague's playing volleyball, but every player in the program, Coach, we are not going anywhere. We're going to be here for basketball. So the entire fall break, I had every player in the gym every day. So we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Friday I said, guys, take the long weekend. Mm-hmm. But that's just the dedication that they have given this program and they've given me. They're there every freaking day. And I tell you, it's just,
you can't teach that.
You can't teach that, and they're hungry. I tell people, eating your favorite dessert, you can't just take one bite and put it in the fridge, right? You did the first bite, now you want the second bite, third bite, fourth bite. Playing a state championship, they're hungry because they got to that feeling, and they want to get it back. Now, is it going to happen? It's not a given, but we're going to work our tails off to try to get back there to be more successful. We have the silver ball, but the goal is to get the gold ball. Yeah. Like I said, is it guaranteed? Not at all. There's going to be people come at us, and any given night, anybody can beat anybody. Like I said, we'll prepare for everybody like it's a championship game. And we'll hopefully at the end we can be standing. But, a lot of luck, injury-free, and we'll keep working.
Awesome. Let's take our last commercial break, and then we'll wrap up with Coach and the girls and then hand out some stuff.
I still can't believe she's gone. I don't know how we're going to plan all of this.
I know. I felt...
Driving by and see that light, stop on in, get your colors right. It's more than gear, it's your story design. At Incoviv Designs, every thread's a sign. dent or scratch, no need to despair. Jacob's Auto Body, we're beyond compare. Custom paint so sleek, insurance on our side. 70 years of trust, we're your hometown pride. Jacob's Auto Body will make it like new. 859-274-7425 is the clue. Jacob's Auto Body, run the show.
When you can't fit the car in the garage anymore, or the guest bedroom is overrun with junk, it's time for a Rumpke open-top dumpster. Rumpke offers open-top dumpsters in a variety of sizes and are often delivered the next day. You fill the container with unwanted material on your schedule, and Rumpke takes care of the rest. Don't wait to reclaim your space. Contact the waste and recycling experts at Rumpke today. Rumpke, waste and recycling, done right.
Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, proud sponsor of our Menifee Athlete of the Month and scholarship programs.
Spring is here. Are you sure your roof is ready for the rain? Winter weather can leave behind hidden damage like loose shingles, cracked flashing, and clogged gutters, all of which can lead to costly leaks. At CRC Roofing and Renovations, we provide expert spring roof maintenance, leak prevention, and repairs to keep your home safe and dry. Don't wait until water damage ruins your home. Call CRC Roofing and Renovations today at 859-327-3913 or visit our website to schedule your free spring roof inspection. Protect your home with Central Kentucky's trusted roofing experts.
All right, we are back here for the final segment. What was you going to ask, right? And you said you was going to
I was going to ask, kind of going off of what Coach said. I mean, have you all felt that over the last, few years that you've been there? Can you all see a difference each year when you walk back in October 15th? Well, not October 15th. I mean, summer and, starting in the summer and leading up to October 15th, you walk in and you're like, okay, here's where we ended. Here's what we're going to do. And then you start practicing. You're like, this is not what I expected. Coach is doing something a little different. So has there always been a little bit of a tweak each year that you all have got to, get yourself used to each year?
I mean, yeah, as he said, self-evaluation coming in different, of course, because we haven't had the result we've wanted. So, I mean, change is good. So definitely coming in, I mean, it's never nothing too crazy, nothing we can't handle. I mean, as he said, we're hungry, so we're going to come in ready to learn because we want to be there again, and we want to win. That's something we have as a team, as a goal of ours. So we just come in ready and prepared, so it's never too much for us to handle. It's just it's a development for sure, but we get there, and we're excited for the season.
Yeah, it's definitely different every year, but, I mean, we all come, we all buy in, and we all trust him, so just following what he says. I mean, today I came in 2 days later, and he's over here yelling things, and I'm like, what's going on? But, I mean, if you just listen to him, I mean, it's going to work, so we all work hard and just buy in.
I'd say you, especially going into this year, may have seen the most like, okay, I've really got to buckle down and kind of see where he wants me to be and really kind of follow what we're trying to do in this practice and each practice leading up to, preseason right around the corner.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot, but I mean, I'm excited. Second day in today, and it's just excited to be basketball season. I mean, yeah, it's going to be different, but like these last 2 days, I've really just been taking it in, doing what he's needed me to do, so it's been fun.
So when Coach says that he wants you to score more, right? So the mentality, you've always been the team player, right? And he wants you to. So is that? I'm just thinking in the back of my brain when you're thinking, okay, I got to score more. Does that make you think more when you're trying, or you're like, okay, I would normally pass the ball here. I'm just going to see if I can score. Is that because you're gonna have to kind of turn that switch, right? Because he's asking you to do something you don't normally do.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to like take advantage of those opportunities more that I'm giving, and I just don't. I mean, my mom asked me the other day. She was like, "What's one of your goals?" And I said, "Not to get yelled at every day by Coach Graham, to shoot the ball more." So I mean, I was already prepared for it. I mean, it's my senior year, so why not leave it out there on the floor? So I'm just gonna have to take more advantage of it.
And that's the one thing. I get more upset when they don't shoot than when they shoot. Because if you shoot it, you feel like you're confident. And now if you got 3 people hanging on you and we got 4 people open, that's a different story. But why be out there if you're not going to be a threat, right? Mm-hmm. Come over and sit with me. If you're not going to be a threat, you don't need to play.
Yeah.
So I get more upset with them when they don't shoot, especially when she has, the ability, a 3-level score. She can go to the rim, has a nice pull-up game, and she can hit the 3. So we're going to take advantage of those situations. She's one of our bigger players, but she's still a guard. So, when we play bigger teams, she's going to have hopefully a bigger, not as athletic, not as quick player. So we're going to take advantage, put her in those situations. Kenny draws a tough defender a lot. So we're going to put her in a situation where we're screening them off of her, have her coming off more screens to take advantage of her shooting ability. Mm-hmm. She shot the cover off the ball this preseason. I mean, we're playing pickup, open gym. It's like when she misses, everybody's like, oh, she finally missed one, So we're going to
rebound.
Yeah, put her in a situation where she's, using more coming off of screens as opposed to having the ball in her hands as much, just to get her more opportunities to shoot the ball.
And she's got another year to go.
Another year to go.
Yeah.
So schedule-wise, you kind of mentioned a little bit, schedule's always tough. You don't hold back. So, what's the schedule look like for you all this year so far?
Well, it's tough again. We're playing in some classics that are tough. We opened the season with Scott High, a region team there, and so we're looking forward to that. And then we go to Northern Kentucky for Hoops for Harvest, which we've done the last few years. They do a fantastic job, and they'll get some teams from Ohio, possibly Indiana, come out of state, and we're some good Kentucky teams. They try to get good matchups, and we're playing an event in Henry County. I want to take the girls there. A friend of mine, he works for Body Armor, and it's a body armor event. With the boys one year, we played the 8th region, the first round of the Sweet 16, so we went to Henry County to scout. It's the largest gym in the state of Kentucky. It's got an old field for it. Really neat. Really neat. If you've never been there, you need to try to get there. So
it's a cool place.
So we're taking the girls there to play an event. We're playing a team out of, I think up around Dayton, Centerville, Ohio. So they've got a traditional power program. And then, we go to Douglas for the tournament before Christmas. We couldn't find a date that worked out to play them regular season, so I said, hey, well, how about we just come to your tournament? So we're going to go to their tournament to make up for that. And then after Christmas, we're going to Miami. It's called the Junior Orange Bowl. They take 4 local teams out of Florida, and they'll take 4 teams from around the country. There's a team from D.C., a team up from around Cleveland, then Purcell Marion, who's won the last 5, I think, state championships in Ohio. The Cincinnati area is going to be there than us. We're playing Doral Academy out of Florida, the first game there. So we're looking forward to that. And then after Christmas, we've been going to Pickerington Central for Martin Luther King Holiday Classic. We're playing a team out of Canada in that. And then the other team we're playing is out of Chicago. It's a prep school out of Chicago. So, we want to play a tough schedule. And then we got our Assumption. Playing Assumption. We're playing Sacred Heart. Teams that will be ranked very high. We have a ton of respect for our district, a ton of respect for our region. We take nobody for granted, and it's a grind. I mean, it's a grind for 29, 30 games, and then you go into postseason play. But we feel like we want to challenge ourselves, so when we reach the postseason play, we've seen it all. We're going to play some teams that are going to press us for 32 minutes, teams that are going to be man-to-man, or some bigger teams, some smaller, quicker teams, some teams that are going to play some zone, half-court trap. So we're going to see the gambit of all styles of basketball, because when you get – in the postseason play, it's like you don't get 3 days to prepare. It's like boom, then the next game, then the next game, then the next game. So we try to put our team in situations like that. In travel, we don't want ever, to go on a bus trip to be an excuse where we had to travel. We don't want that to be an excuse. We're going to be used to traveling. So it's just part of what we do is to prepare ourselves. Everything we do it for a reason. There's a rhyme and reason for everything. So,
preseason's no snub, because I know you're all playing in the Panorama up here, and you're playing the Simon Kenton team that made the Sweet 16 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
It starts from the first scrimmage.
Yes.
You're playing teams that, hey, they've made it there. They know what it means.
Yep, we got Manuel coming up this Saturday,
That's right.
and then we'll come here to Simon Kenton and the Rise Up event. I mean, she does an outstanding job. I think they're in Madisonville this weekend. It kind of covers the western part of the state, and then she hosts it here. And Coach Dowers at Simon Kenton is actually a mentor of mine, somebody I've looked up to, and as a young coach starting out, he's always there to give me some advice. And we play very similar styles, very hard nosed, tough, aggressive. So those help prepare us for the season. But yeah, we're looking forward to our. We only had Teigh for a couple of days, so she'll have a week under her belt. But we're looking forward to seeing a different color jersey. And today, having her yesterday and today has given us a little bit of a jolt. Because it gets stale. Same. I'm guarding you, you're guarding me, and and I get it. So having her, kind of brings a little bit more energy to practice. And now we go against Manuel on Saturday. So we'll be. Excited for that, and then to come over here the following Saturday, and then after that it's go time. So.
Right. So when you all had they known the schedule for a while?
They know parts of it. I and a lot of times it's 2-year contracts. So you after you play a team this year, it's a return game the following year, vice versa. So they'll know for the most part most of the schedule. They might not know opponents. But like some of the classics we're going to, they know we're going to the classics, but we may not know who we're playing.
So did you all know that you were going to Miami this year already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say.
They've known that for a while.
Big smiles on faces there,
But some of those events, they'll start preparing. Like I was getting calls about Miami in April.
Gotcha.
Right from the season.
Yeah.
So that's because they have to prepare and get those invitations out there. They got to book hotel. So that's a lot of that stuff is a year in advance.
I mean, no joke competition, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know the Phoenix trip you all went out to last year, no joke competition. This will be no different. It's still Miami. And so I'm sure all the team is like, good job, coach. That's a good get.
And we'll pass the blame to this one right here.
Yeah.
Because her mom has been on my case because her mom's birthday falls the day after Christmas, right? Or
28th.
Yeah, a few days after Christmas. And she's like, oh, they're going in Phoenix last. So I tell her, I said, well, your daughter wanted to go to Florida. That wasn't my choice. But yeah, we're excited to go. And this year, in the state of Florida, you can't play high school sports on a Sunday. So we'll play on Saturday. Sunday's a complete day off. So we'll let them, have some time for themselves.
Nice.
Miami Beach.
Yeah,
right.
We may find a different beach than Miami Beach. I hear that's maybe a little bit too advanced for us to be at Miami Beach. So, but they'll definitely get some time to see the beach and some water.
Look, if you're going to go, you got to experience all of it, Coach.
I don't know. And then I'm excited because I'm like last year they didn't get too excited. We went to a Phoenix Suns game. They're like, but I'm hoping to catch the Heat play one game. There were 2 games down there while we're down there, so hopefully it works out where I get to see them play, me and a couple of coaches, and we'll let the parents kind of supervise, because they were like, Coach, we don't really want to do that. It's like, we've done it, so we don't need to do it again. So
it's like we play basketball, we don't need to watch it.
Right.
So they're just guys. We don't want to watch them play.
So one question we usually ask is, I know that and we've been kind of surprised this year so far.
I'm waiting to see if this is going to be 3 in a row.
Right, exactly. Different. So the last 2 teams we've had on here, they've like, nope, team shoes. Nope, we all have team shoes. So are you wearing team shoes this year, or are you? Oh, heck, we're wearing. I mean, the first 2 years we did this, it was like, no, I'm wearing these.
The
pink, I'm wearing these, or green, and so.
Is that your call?
Yes, they have an old-fashioned coach, and we want to be.
We heard that last week, didn't we?
We don't want to make it about any individual. It's about us. It's kind of our motto. It's us.
So what are the team shoes?
We're Adidas.
They're
school.
Mitchell's.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell's.
They're
great
okay.
Donovan Mitchell's.
Donovan Mitchell shoes.
Nice, nice. Because last year, last week it was they were wearing Sabrina's, and the week before that,
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but yeah. So I wondered, what. Okay, so let's just say this: when you're playing AAU ball, what shoe are you wearing, or what is the shoe you would like to be wearing?
The brightest one. Yeah, I like to be seen. I like to look vibrant. So I'm more of a colorful person.
Is there any type shoe that you like best?
Well, I play on 3SSB circuit, so it's Adidas. Yep. Mostly Adidas shoes. Yep. I got a bunch of like Donovan Mitchell shoes, things like that. Anthony Edwards. So then they usually give us a couple free pairs of shoes, which is nice.
It's amazing how comfortable basketball shoes have gotten. Because, you wear what you think is a basketball shoe, and then you wear a good basketball shoe that you all play in, that college wear, and you're like, this is totally different.
Absolutely. And T's on the Under Armour circuit.
$300 a pair.
Right.
That's true.
Maybe.
T plays on the Under Armour circuit, so she's hers is
Yeah.
different. So.
That's what I like. I'm an Under Armour guy. It's the only ones out that are comfortable to me.
They are really comfortable. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, listen, the best of luck to you all this year. I mean, I know you've got the hunger. I know you were there at that very last game, and your hand was directly out, waiting for it. And I know that's a burning fire in you two, and all your teams. So good luck this year. Excited to watch you all play, and root you on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. I mean, we really enjoyed it. You guys do a magnificent job, and anytime that we can be on your show, I mean, I think it's a privilege to get the call or the text, hey, Coach, can you come on? Anytime, we'll be here.
You're one of the few GRC coaches that'll actually come. I tell you.
Hey, let me know.
They think, man, I'm not going to Montgomery County. Those guys are Montgomery. We root for all of our core 4 schools. We do, and it. Is it hard to do that? Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
It is. We won't tell Jordan that we had you on the show. So let's talk about last week's Simply Secured Athlete of the Week. That's going to be Bath County's Miss Trinity Blankenship. She finished 80th in cross country at state, so congratulations to her for that. I'm
trying to get to the. Where's the? Oh, good.
We don't have any nominees for this week because we don't have sports going on in all 4 schools. So we are going to honor our volleyball people here in just a minute for that. But our Mays Law Office People's Champ from last week is.
You already said it once.
Sweep.
Oh, Trinity Blankenship. Okay, there you go. I hadn't looked on that to see.
It just keeps the streak going for this year of pretty much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of doubles on that, haven't we? Our Rumpke's Dog of the Week this week from GRC, Braylon Nestor, had 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing rushing.
I couldn't find the stats, but I went back to Matt's tweets because he was there, and I started looking. I was like, okay, so who's Braylon scored? Okay, and Braylon scored. Braylon scored. Oh, Braylon threw a touchdown. I was like, I think we pretty much know who the Dog of the Week is.
Yeah. So since we didn't have the nominees this week, we went with Braylon there as the dog, and then we have a co-dog of the week.
Co-dog.
So the first 2 awards both went to Bath County.
Yeah.
The second 2 awards both go to
GRC.
Clark County.
Clark County.
And that's the Clark County Baby Birds.
There you go.
Yeah.
11-0.
Coach Muncy and his boys went undefeated and won the championship. So congratulations to them on a great season. They've lost 1 game in 2 years.
I believe that's
one better, Sean.
No, they lost 2 because they lost before they got to the championship last year, and then they lost 1 in. I think they only lost 1 in Tennessee.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but this year,
but Tennessee's not a season game. That's just a trip.
Even more impressive than losing 1 or 2 games. Frankfurt in back-to-back games was the only team this season to score a touchdown on.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
They have 2 touchdowns all year.
All year long.
Every other was.
Let those kids score on you, Adam.
They're young. I think he only loses 3 or 4 off that team.
Yeah.
So that's mainly.
Well, and he said that because they've been trying to recruit him to come over here. He goes, "Why would I do that? Look at this team I've got that he's building over there."
And if anybody asks why Adam is not here, that's why.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what he's been doing all season long. And then, of course, our EJ's Appliances Montgomery County Cool Play of the Week was this.
Got too many.
Yeah, I threw the Baby Birds in there, and I threw a wrench in his producing. I was like, hey, do this.
To the left.
Oh,
Here. Gum throws a dart in the end zone. That's a touchdown, Robbie.
He got away from him.
Robbie Howard found the zone, and Jacob Gum threw an absolute bullet into the end zone.
When you're throwing off of one leg and you get that type of accuracy, it's a nice touchdown.
Yeah, and
It looked like it came out of a gun.
what you and if you watch the game, what you would have seen is they set that play up because they ran that play, and it was a run, and then he turns right around and does the exact same thing, and they collapsed on Gum, and he threw it right over the top of him. So that was our EJ Appliances cool play of the week.
EJ Appliance Repair, 859-251-3571. Call EJ's Appliance Repair for all your appliance repair needs. Or, if for some reason he can't fix it, he's got a catalog in his back pocket. You can just pick a new appliance out.
Yep, absolutely. What's on the schedule this week? Moco travels to Danville on the bowling team. They go to Danville Colt Classic. That's usually got, I think there's 40-something lanes at that place, and they're full.
There's 40 lanes?
Yeah, it's a huge place.
A massive bowling alley.
We traveled over there with Caitlin a few times. So that'll be a big tournament for the boys and the girls both there. GRC goes to Madison Central. So that is the only thing that we have on deck this week for that.
Getting ready to hit that pause.
Yeah. So
football and basketball.
we're waiting for basketball season now.
The From Corner to Corner podcast wants to send a huge thank you to all our amazing sponsors who help keep this show rolling each week. Your support lets us keep covering local sports, sharing stories, and building community together. We truly couldn't do it without you. Thank you for believing in us, and let's keep making an impact together.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.